We've only got like 56 more days of Trump as president, but the Trump administration is on pace to finalize 36 major rules in its final 3 months, similar to the number notched by the previous 4 presidents. But of course, what those rules actually are intended to accomplish is what's really important. And we can't go through all of them, but we're gonna sample a few, and it's a trip. One proposed rule could reintroduce firing squads and electrocutions for federal executions, giving the government more options for administering capital punishment as drugs used in lethal injections become unavailable. The Justice Department surfaced the proposal in August and accepted public comments for only 30 days instead of the usual 60. You're gonna see that coming up over and over in this segment. The rule cleared White House review on November 6th, meaning it could be finalized any day. The Justice Department didn't respond to a request for comment. Another thing that you're gonna notice with all of these. But so one of the things that they're ramming through, and whether Trump has anything to do with this or not is an open question. Whether he cares or not is an open question. But one of the last things they're doing is trying to reintroduce firing squads for capital punishment.
Okay, so then I'm sure they don't answer any questions, as we already saw from the press conference.
Nope.
But why? I mean, you already mentioned the shortage of lethal injection drugs that would kill people, but now firing squads administered where, by who? Again, why? Who's in your firing squad? Which kind of person that's gonna get executed for what crime should receive a bullet to the head? Are they gonna be able to smoke a cigarette and have a bandana around their eyes like in Looney Tunes? Like, so what exactly, are we gonna bring out the guillotines? I mean, that's what a lot of people who are in the streets wanna have happen with these politicians. So if we're gonna bring a bunch of old school things, the way we did things, are we proposing everything now?
Doubt it. If I had to guess, you asked, and I want to take your question seriously. You asked who's going to be in it. I have a feeling they're probably going to auction off positions in the firing squad, because there's nothing a conservative wants more than to murder a person who can't fight back. But anyway, so here's the thing. The answer to all of these questions sort of is this doesn't really mean anything substantively. In terms of the optics, it does, because it sends the signal to conservatives, hey, look, I wanna kill people, I wanna kill them now, and I wanna kill them as brutally as possible. It's not gonna actually do anything, because even if this is finalized tomorrow, they've got a couple more executions scheduled, but all of those are gonna be done via lethal injection, and they apparently have the drugs to do it. He's only gonna be president for long enough to do those. This would not kick in until Joe Biden becomes president anyway, and Joe Biden is saying they're not gonna do any executions. So I don't know which is worse, that they reinstitute firing squads to actually shoot people to death, or they just say they're doing it to reassure Americans, no, we really want to shoot people to death. We're not going to, but we want you to know that we would love to shoot people until they die. That apparently is what's happening. It's horrifying.
Yeah, maybe it's a little bit more of the vision of what America they want, because they really dislike the way things have been going, and especially since there's been this uprising and this awakening for racial injustice and things with our justice system. We're figuring it out a little bit more, and if nothing else, this is we're gonna go nuclear on this. This is what we really want. Because again, we see how Mitch McConnell's been trying to change over all these judge positions, these federal positions that he's trying to put in lifetime appointments. He's rushed them through. The floodgates are opening. That's been his entire agenda since Obama was in office. Let's keep it real. So with this is just another indication, like, well, we hate what America has been. Let's just go over the top. We're getting kicked out anyway. It's almost, again, it's I don't care. Let's just say what we've been wanting to say this whole time.
Yeah, and we got a lot of other things we got to talk about, but I want to say one other thing about the executions, because I think there's a reason that they're focusing on this and that they're saying firing squads, especially once you acknowledge that it's not going to actually happen. I think there is a chance that this is a wink and a nod to the Q people. Because the QAnon people believe that the Democrats are all Satanists and pedophiles and all of that, but that's not the end of the QAnon theory. The end is the storm. And the storm is where they round up all of the Democrats and execute them all. And like telling them all in your final days as president, I'd love to see some firing squads. I guarantee, I'm not going to the QAnon places. I don't want to expose myself to that, but I bet this gets a lot of play in the QAnon places. They would love the idea of Hillary Clinton and AOC and all of those being rounded up and shot to death. But anyway, that's not the only rule they're trying to change. The EPA is on the cusp of finalizing several rules that would make it harder to justify pollution restrictions or lock in soot levels for at least 5 years. An EPA spokesman declined to comment on the timing of these rules. We can sort of speculate. And again, no, we're not gonna get comments from anyone because they weren't really our government before. They're certainly not our government now. They're there to get a few more things, try to disrupt the Biden administration while they can, extract a little bit of money, and then that's it. Don't expect much clarification. I'm assuming that the sort of rule like this that can mess with pollution restrictions on their way out can, in theory, be undone by Biden. But again, it's another thing that they're going to have to do just to get us back to the normal of early November 2020.
Yeah, think about some of these dates. Like you said, November 6th is when the review went for the firing squads. And then all these things are happening this week, last week, going into next week potentially. All this while the president his elite strike force team is trying to battle all these things in court and continue to lose their battles. So they know they're on the way out. So they're implementing things like this, rushing them through, but then saying that they're not on their way out. So it's a cover in a way. Like we're talking about how the things they're doing, which I think rightfully so, because I hate that argument that we can't talk about certain things. But rightfully so, we're talking about those things. But in the meantime, he's like, well, we know we're on our way out. Let's do these things as we're on our way out. It's if you really thought you won and you're coming back in, you don't have to go through this snowstorm of ridiculous policies to try and put in place.
Yeah,
it shows where their mindset really is.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.